Hey everybody, it's Patty with Patty's Purse. I wanted to show you my budget planner. This one I got from Christina Loves Planning. It's a small A5 planner book, and I started using it in June. I used it the whole month of June, so I kind of want to show you how I'm using it and why I'm using it. If you've been around here a little while, you know that I was using the 7x9 Erin Condren to do our joint fixed income as well as our joint fixed expenses. And then I would use that setup to track what we spent on a daily basis, etc., tracking and stuff. But then I bought this one because I like it. It's small. It can fit in my purse. I can take it to work, and in downtime, I can tweak and look over and review like all us good budgeters do. So let me show you what I did in June with this, and then I'm going to wrap up June, and then I'm going to do another video later on that just starts my July budget and what I'm doing there, or doing differently, I guess. So just going over it real quick, your first page is your contact page, name, email, phone. I don't necessarily think I'll be using that. Over here, it has yearly boxes, January through December. Because I'm starting in June, I just did a little quote, done to better than perfect. And then for July, tend it little by little. And then over here is a goals page, and again, January through December. So June, I put in, tracking maybe my husband's money. I don't know what that says. And then extra $50 a week to Old Navy, which I did do. So we'll make a little check mark there. And then for July, my goals are tracking every dollar, no credit card use, this should say. And then extra on Discover and Old Navy. And $1. Oh, number one win. Actually, this number one win should obviously be in June, but maybe I want the same. Maybe I was thinking I want the same thing for July, which is roll over money in groceries. But that's what I'm going to put in this box down here, like my number one win for that month. So that would be for June, that I did have some rollover in groceries. So then it has a bill tracker, like a yearly bill tracker here. There's a blank page here, a notes page here, and then I started again in June, so that's the tabs that I'm starting. And this page, I was just going to do some quotes or, thoughts for the month. So the first thing you get is your monthly calendar. And I didn't do anything fancy when I received it, just put in the date dots for the days, and then I put any fixed bills on here. That's what I originally did. So this is June. Then you get your bill tracker for the month. So I wrote down all my bills and when they were paid. Because they were paid by two separate accounts, I put in here what account they were paid from. So at any time, we can just kind of go back and see, what bill was paid where and when. This is one of the reasons why I'm going to start using this budget planner, is because I'm going to use this budget planner as the overall picture of all of our finances. So as you know, I get paid weekly, and my paycheck goes to pay the variables, sinking funds, and credit card payments. Sometimes some little fixed expenses in there. My husband is self-employed, and he gets paid. We pay him twice a month, and his paycheck basically goes to cover the mortgage and very little anything else, except for the end of June, which that's another story altogether. So I figured if I put everything in here instead of the 7x9, I can carry this with me, and I can see the full picture of all of our money in all of our accounts, what all of our credit card balances look like, our statements, our payments, and I can keep track of it in a smaller combined book, which is what I really like. I really like this A5 size. So then she also gives you this smaller calendar here. And what I did in June is, again, I set it up according just to what she has Monday through Sunday. And I put on, the payments when I get paid, which was every Wednesday. And then I did the color highlight method of what is going to cover in that paycheck. So you see on the 5th, it was orange and it was Care Credit and then PayPal credit card, etc. And then my husband gets paid on the 15th and the 26th. I don't think I put his, I guess I did on the 14th and the 26th and what his was paying for. So that's what I'm going to do on this smaller calendar, the second one in the book. At first, when I first saw her planner and I was watching her do it, I was wondering what she uses the 2 for. But I like that I use the first one. I'm actually going to do it a little differently in July. So I set up the first calendar to be tracking. I'm going to track what we actually spend on a daily basis on this calendar. And then on the smaller one, I'm going to do the same like this. I'm going to highlight what paycheck will pay what. Then she has a few expense trackers, as you can see for June. And I use the highlight method to do the different categories. So I did 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages. Oh, there is 3 pages. So 3 pages of my tracking on my checking account. And then on the joint fixed, I did 1 page here and 1 page here. So that'll obviously, because I didn't realize I was going to use 3 pages on my checking account, I will obviously set that up to be, correct in a row in July. And then she goes into savings trackers. So I started these savings trackers when I first got the book. So now as of June 30th, I'll put down what we saved, in joint savings, in another all trust account. And then I did in June, I did also keep tabs of cash envelopes, which I used quite a bit more in June than any other month. I like using cash, and so I've gone back to cash envelopes for groceries, dine out especially, some miscellaneous in there, and then just some savings. So I would put the date, let's just take this last week. So I put the date 6/26. I had $13 rollover in groceries. I added additional 40. So that was 53. So what I did was I took the $3 out and I added it to the dollar challenge. And then when I spend for groceries for this week, which was $73.75, I'll mark that here. Now, because we did $73.75, we debited it actually. So I just want to make a note that we debited it. So I'll put D versus C. So I took $70. So I took $50 out of groceries and another $20 out of another envelope that I had, and I put that right into our mortgage savings envelope, because that's, this came out of the joint account, and the joint account is basically used for mortgage savings. So I want to make sure that we have that goal in mind to split the mortgage in 2 weeks bi-monthly and have that money available when we're going to pay it in July. And then the same thing with dine out. I track what, was $8 rollover. I added $50 to the dine out envelope. So it was 58. I took $3 out, put it in the dollar challenge. We spent 23 at dinner on Thursday and then an additional 40 on Friday. So I just track what we spend it on. And I think that's just a good way, as always, just to keep track of what you're doing. So then you have pages, credit card tracker, trip pages, and debt tracker, which kind of to me means the same thing. So I'm tracking my different debts here. And then she gives you, I think, 4 paycheck trackers. So the paycheck trackers in this book, I will only use for the joint fixed account, which is my husband's paycheck. And then I just took a piece of paper and I cut it down to this size. And because all these are like paycheck, the same as this past page, paycheck trackers. But since my husband only gets paid twice a month, I only need 2 of these. So I took paper and I, sealed it with these double-sided tape, decorated it a little bit, and I'm keeping track of what we spend when we spend it. So I have a groceries, household, which is all Amazon. Groceries again, because we did have a little bit more. Eating out, which we did really well in June. Gas, miscellaneous. This was continued Amazon, and then what I spent out of my account. So then that's what I'll do is I'll add these up now, and I will put them in the where did my money go page in the Budget Mom workbook. But just to review, I'm just going to continue to review the Christina Loves Planning. And then she gives you a task list at the end, and then like a savings challenge, where you can kind of color in your big goal. Maybe it's an emergency fund. Maybe I'll do that for an emergency fund. So you can color it in. Excuse me. And then there's a habit tracker here at the end, which financially, I think maybe if you wanted to, you could habit track, if you're not spending daily, maybe if you're just tracking daily, whatever works for you. So I'm not sure I'll use this just as yet, but we'll see. And then there's a notes page here at the end. Actually, there's 4 notes pages at the end. So you could go in at any time and write some notes down, like brain dump of what you want to do financially, maybe in the beginning of the month, and then how you did at the end of the month. That would be kind of cool. So this is the A5 Budget Planner by Christina Loves Planning. Recommend you go and check her out. I chose pink, but there is like an off beige color and then like a ivory. So let's look at July and how I'm setting that up. Again, so I just put a quote here just to remind me who I am and why I'm budgeting. You are strong, brave, capable, creative, and ready. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set up the monthly overview decoration July with just some, pretty red, white, and blue. And then I put a note here that I'm going to track any spending that we spend on a daily basis here with little stickers, etc. Exactly like I would be doing in a 7x9, but I'm not using a 7x9 any longer. The bill tracker is the bills that we're paying for the month. Anything in pink is like a fixed item. Anything in gray are credit card payments. Then my monthly overview, my smaller calendar, and again, I just set it up so that I put down my paydays here, what is coming out of those paydays, what I tried to do the same colors kind of. And then the star is when my husband will get paid. So again, I'll put down what his paycheck covers is, like I said, basically the mortgage. Very small, other small things too. So let me just highlight this because I do want to highlight it. So transaction log or tracking log or spending tracker, however you want to call it. This will be for my account. Again, my account. What I'll do is I'll actually white out the category and just put plus or minus because I will do, and then balance will be where the amount is. And then I did do a third page, I believe, yep. So I have 3 pages. I don't want to go over 3 pages of spending tracker. And then for the joint account, I have 2 pages, 1, 2. And that's really, I do have a third page here that I haven't labeled just in case I need it, but I most likely won't, but that's okay. We'll just keep it there. And then I set up 2 to a page on the credit card trackers. I have the Old Navy, Discover, Amazon, etc., etc., etc. And then again, took 2 pieces of paper, covered what was here, and I'm calling this lifestyle. So I have 2 sets of groceries here. I will keep track of when we spend groceries, what we spend in dine out, household miscellaneous. I have gas for myself, what I spend. We'll leave that blank for right now. 2 paycheck trackers for my husband's paycheck, one on the 14th or 15th and one on the 26th. I don't need these 2 paycheck trackers. We'll just leave them in here for now. I have a task list, which I haven't done anything yet. The savings challenge, the habit tracker, and then like 4 pages of notes, which again, I might do exactly that. Start writing maybe today notes of what we want to do and accomplish in July. And then maybe at the end, how we accomplish that. So this is Christina Loves Planning Budget Planner. I really, really like it. I like how I'm using it right now in June. Tweaked it a little better for July for myself. And really just tracking the overall picture. And I have a lot of budget binders like many of us do. And we use different steps and different ways to, see where our money goes. Again, I like this one because I am able to carry it with me in my purse and get a better view on a daily basis of where my money and how I'm spending it, how I'm even organizing it, how I'm organizing my bills, how I'm organizing my payments, etc. So that was my little overview of the budget planner by Christina Loves Planning, and I hope you'll come back and watch another video with me. I am going to do a monthly budget category breakdown closeout, and that'll be probably a brief shorts, and then I'll do our goals and our monthly overview for July. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Enjoy the day.